At 80 years old, Tom Selleck has reached the kind of season in life where reflection feels less like nostalgia and more like clarity. Born on January 29, 1945, in Detroit and raised in Southern California, he was never the kid who dreamed of Hollywood lights. He was tall, athletic, disciplined, a natural competitor who earned a basketball scholarship to the University of Southern California, studying business while chasing a future that, at the time, had nothing to do with acting. He served in the California Army National Guard during the Vietnam era, an experience that grounded him in duty, humility, and quiet strength, qualities that would later define the characters millions would come to admire. His early years in Hollywood weren't glamorous. The 1970s were filled with commercials, failed pilots, and near misses that might have broken a less patient man. But persistence became his greatest co-star. Then, in 1980, everything changed. Cast as the charming private investigator in Magnum P.I., Selleck didn't just become famous, he became iconic. The mustache, the Hawaiian shirts, the Ferrari, they were cultural staples. But what truly captivated audiences was the humanity he brought to Thomas Magnum, witty yet wounded, confident yet vulnerable. The role earned him an Emmy and global recognition. Rather than be trapped by success, he pivoted. He proved his range on the big screen with hits like 3 Men and a Baby, and later carved out a respected chapter of his career portraying the introspective police chief in the Jesse Stone films. In 2010, he stepped into another defining role as Frank Reagan in Blue Bloods, embodying principled leadership for more than a decade and connecting with a new generation of viewers. Off-screen, Selleck's life has always revolved around loyalty and family. He adopted his first wife's son, Kevin, raising him as his own, and later married Gilly Mack after meeting her during a London production of Cats. Together they built a fiercely private life, welcoming their daughter Hannah and prioritizing stability over constant spotlight. At the height of his fame, he famously stepped back from career momentum to be present as a father, a rare decision in Hollywood. But as he looks back now, one chapter still draws quiet curiosity: his brief romance with Sally Field. In the late 1970s, just before Magnum P.I. would catapult him into superstardom, their paths crossed during a transitional time in his life. Field was already an established star, evolving beyond her early television image into the powerhouse actress who would soon earn Academy Awards. They were two performers in motion, ambitious, searching, and standing on the edge of transformation. There was no scandal, no dramatic ending, just timing. As fame accelerated and responsibilities grew heavier, their relationship quietly faded. Now, decades later, Selleck speaks of Field not with regret but with warmth. He describes her as genuine, resilient, and deeply real, someone who left a lasting impression during a fleeting season. Some people aren't meant to stay forever, he reflects, but they matter forever. At 80, the man once defined by a mustache and a Ferrari understands something deeper: that life isn't measured only by career milestones or headlines, but by the quiet connections that shape who we become. And sometimes, the most honest truths aren't confessions, they're gratitude.